All right, so we are here with Brandon Wilson, good friend of ours, a good friend of the page. This is Getting Over episode 3, and wanted to ramp these back up a little bit, being that it's WrestleMania week. And Brandon and I met right through this page some time ago, and a lot of guys, I guess, they come and go, and you build relationships here and there. But Brandon and I, we talk almost on a daily basis, and definitely consider him a good friend, even though we've never met in person. Hoping to change that soon, of course, with the pandemic and all that stuff going on. But Brandon, thank you so much for your time, and I know you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom to share. And I know just dealing with you, you have a really great collection. And you're also doing some promotion work for your own company, which is amazing. So I want to touch on all that stuff today. So Brandon, welcome.
I appreciate it, James. Great to be here. It's been a while since I've done a live interview like this, but I do appreciate you asking me.
Oh, of course. And so I really just want to get started. So take me back to the beginning. What got you into wrestling? What got you into collecting?
Oh, Lord. The beginning is way long ago. I tell people this, my grandmother, she is every bit of 5'3", 5'4". She weighed about 95 pounds. And I remember her sitting in front of a black and white TV. And my earliest memory of wrestling is probably 1984, 85. Her sitting down on the floor on her knees, both fists clenched like this, cussing Ric Flair, calling him everything. And from that moment on, I loved wrestling.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a little bit more about that when I got into wrestling. My mother told Grandma that I got into wrestling. She wanted to talk to me on the phone. So I talked to her, and she was happy that I got into wrestling. But she said, well, what kind of character are you? And I said, well, Grandma, they consider me a bad guy, is what I'll put it to her. And she's like, well, just as long as you don't act like that damn Ric Flair, we'll be fine. And I did have the heart to tell her that's pretty much how I modeled myself after was Ric Flair.
I was going to say, and you're probably one of the biggest Ric Flair fans out there.
Oh, I love Flair, love Piper, love Savage, Andre. I mean, there's a bunch of them. I mean, I love a lot of them. There's phenomenal, larger-than-life characters.
So what promotions were on at that time? Was that like Mid-South time or?
You had Mid-South, NWA, you had the Memphis Style Wrestling, you had WWF was going on, but it was more, as we called it down here, Yankee Wrestling. It's in the Northeast, because we got the Turner Broadcasting System out of Atlanta, of course,
yes.
Onto our TVs.
And I know you're a big WCW fan too, right?
Yeah, huge WCW fan, huge. Now,
So,
I don't dislike the WWF. I love the old stuff. The new stuff I'm not too much on, but
right.
The old stuff, I loved it.
Okay, great. So I know before we went live with this interview, you were talking about where you're sitting right now, and you call it the what?
The Palace.
The Palace. Can you talk to us a little bit about, maybe take us on a quick little tour?
I'll take a tour, but all right, first I have to warn y'all. This started, I was out of wrestling for 16 years, okay? I retired from wrestling, didn't wrestle a match. It's no secret my wife absolutely hates wrestling, hates it. And whenever we got together, I was injured. I decided not to go back. And I got rid of everything I had. I only kept 2 things, which was my belt that I had when I left, and Remco Ric Flair with robe. The only 2 things I had, and I'll take you on that quick tour now. This has happened since March of last year.
the Palace is separate from the house now, right?
Oh yeah. The Palace is separate from the house. She made me buy this building to get all my crap out of the house, and you have to understand, I've got a house that built in 1876, the old plantation house, got 15 rooms in it, and she just kicked me out, said, you need to get your crap out of there.
All right.
But this is what's transcended into. I mean, Piper autographs, of course, the 4 Horsemen, Ric Flair. I mean, I got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Even got me a heat and air unit out here. Couldn't let my stuff get cold, But also got the beer cooler.
There you go.
And scale ring, of course, I'm a WCW guy. So
Nice.
got some stuff I haven't sorted yet. And of course, WrestleFest. Picked that up for like $175.
Steel.
Okay. Oh yeah, steal. Of course, I've got some other stuff going on here. Got all that. I ain't going to show you everything, but these are actually our wrestling belts for my promotion here.
Yes. So tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the promotion and how it came about.
Well, back when I was wrestling years ago, I'd developed the Triple Crown Championship, and it was pretty much because I had to enter, our promotional, international, and world title, and then I've got one more, and this right here, most hated wrestler of the year. Yeah, I won that. So I thought of that Triple Crown Championship back before they're trying to turn it popular again with the Grand Slam or whatever they call it in WWE now. But we had I developed that. I drew one of those belts out 20 years ago to make the Triple Crown title. And then last March, my friend, he's part of the group, Patrick Connor.
Yeah.
We run back into each other. I actually signed his wrestling license a long, long time ago, and he's stayed with it. And we run into each other. We started hanging out again. And I was helping consult on a wrestling company. And he said, "How would you like to buy it?" After about 6 months of it, and I said, "I have no business buying a wrestling company." He's like, "For what I'm going to sell it to you for, you better buy it." He's right. So I bought it.
I'm sure flashes of the wife came into mind, right?
And it did. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? So once again, I had no business buying a wrestling company. I do political management. I'm into politics, and I work with. I'm a sales manager with Kia, so I do both those. I have a very successful job with Kia, but I also have a successful business in politics. And wrestling just never come to mind.
Right.
And be honest with you, I thought when I called her, she was going to say, "You can't do it." I thought that was going to be my golden ticket out of this whole mess. And instead she says, "Well, I think that's a great idea." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is my free pass that you're giving me is about this wrestling company," right. Where I knew you was going to say no, but she didn't. And so the rest is history.
Perfect. So I know you said you're more of a fan of the old school. I think a lot of us are. But is there anything that's piquing your interest nowadays? Anything like AEW, NXT, any of that kind of stuff?
Well, NXT I don't watch. Everybody keeps telling me I'm missing out, but I just don't like.
You are.
Well, a lot of people say that, and I'll get there maybe, but I'm still a little irritated with Vince uttering the word sports entertainment. I think he sold all wrestlers out nationwide or worldwide when he said that. I'm a big Vince fan, though. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate what he's done. But AEW, I like it pretty well. I'm not a big Young Bucks fan. I know a lot of people wants to argue that with me, but I'm just not a big flip and flop stuff.
I got you. Yeah, of course.
But I do like FTR very well, and of course I like Jericho. I like a lot of those guys. But and
it's great to see Tully there with them, huh?
Oh, y'all love it. Tully and Arn both. Arn actually, he done an informal endorsement of Triple Crown Wrestling for us.
I remember. I remember.
Yeah, which right there was like the biggest thing to me ever, and for Arn to do something like that. But now Tully, I've always loved Tully. FTR is probably the closest that we've had to Arn and Tully since they haven't been a tag team. I'm not sure. I like MJF. Not really sure 100% on him yet. I wish he'd dial it back just a little.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be phenomenal. But all in all, I like them. But still a huge fan of the NWA. I'm hoping they'll take off. I love the NWA.
Yeah, I know, and that's one of the titles, the replica belts that you have that you're so proud of that you showed me. And ever since you did, I know you've hooked me up with all these belt collectors. One of these days, I'm going to pull the trigger.
Well, Hang on just a bit, because I ended up buying a Reggie Parks NWA replica title yesterday.
Okay.
So I should have this other one maybe available. I don't know if I can come off of it yet, but I'm gonna let you know. So hold on just for a bit.
All right, sounds good.
But I think the replica here that I have, I think it looks better than the actual licensed replica.
I still envision the picture you sent me, that sun gleaming off of it, that ever so perfectly, right?
Yeah. It almost blinded you because it gleamed off the belt, hit the top of my head, and I'm sure it almost blinded you. So,
so other than your own promotion and your own shows, is there any live event that sticks out to you that you've been to, like in the past, maybe when you were younger?
well, we grew up very poor and everything, so we didn't get to go to a whole bunch of stuff. We got like 4 or 5 channels. I'm not trying to sound like an old papa. I apologize,
No.
but we only had a couple channels in Southern Kentucky, and there wasn't a whole lot going on. But when I got old enough to work and stuff, the first thing I went to was the Louisville Gardens in Louisville, Kentucky, and that was WWF Ground Zero, and that was a phenomenal show. I was very hooked at that point, no matter what, and which I was already hooked pretty much. But Ground Zero was a great event. Kind of after that, we started going to a lot of independent shows, and I kind of got hooked and inquired about becoming a wrestler, and started training when I was 17, and just went on from there, and worked until I was about 24-ish, and got out of it for 16 years, and now I'm a promoter.
Awesome. Just want to jump back to your collection real quick. Is there something that's like your favorite piece that you have? Is there, I know there's probably a million different things that you love. Is there one thing that really sticks out to you, or maybe it's super unique, or just your favorite?
Well, my favorite, I love that Flair, the Flair autograph up there.
Yeah.
I love that, and of course I got Arn and Tully there, and they're personalized. I mean, I've got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I showed you this a little bit before we come on camera.
Yes.
Tim Duggan contract. I love that.
Amazing.
But the most unique item I've got, and I guarantee there's not another one on this earth like it. I will guarantee it. But I'll show it to you. It's my wrestling license, my last wrestling license I had.
Oh, nice.
And they're signed by George Jones.
Oh, nice.
People like, George Jones, why George Jones? I'm like, well, I got to meet him one time, and this is literally the only thing I had on me was my wrestling license. And he looked at me like I was crazy and said, dude, what is up with that? I said, that's all I got. So I'm sitting here thinking he's going to sign the back of them, but instead he signs right on the front of them. Which is okay. I like it.
Sure, yeah. It's a good story. It's a good story to tell.
Yeah.
All right. So before I let you go, I know you've posted some things in the group about TCW. Do you have any sort of like social media channels yet, or anything like that you could promote?
Absolutely. We got Facebook, just Triple Crown Wrestling. Just go find us on Facebook. We got Instagram, Triple Crown Wrestling on Instagram, and I do have a website and a store up, triplecrownwrestling.com. We got t-shirts. We got autographable pictures of some old card designs. You can even buy the belts if you wish, replica belts. I can get those made. I make them in 2mm if somebody wants them, and they're beautiful belts. They really are. But I mean, we can do a lot of different things. Got t-shirts available. Anybody interested in them, they can hit me up on Facebook, but triplecrownwrestling.com. You go to our website. We'll be doing studio version shows versus live events. Kentucky still has not got out of the dark ages on this coronavirus thing. Our governor, I mean, don't mean to get political here, but he's kind of a hack. So he's not letting anybody do much of anything. So we have to run off to Tennessee and do some of our shows. And we're a partner of Warrior Pro Wrestling and Ultimate Championship Wrestling. And we're having some shows all together. They're putting a few of our matches on here and there. April 30th, Gallatin, Tennessee with UCW. And May 1st, with Warrior Pro in Jeffersonville, Indiana, which I know that's a ways off from y'all. But we also have May 15th with UCW again. But as soon as they start lifting some restrictions in Kentucky, we probably will be having a bunch of stuff going on. But the studio style shows, it will be on social media and on the website. So, and more than likely, you'll probably see it at mid-card marks too, because I know you might be posting that kind of
cheap
stuff.
pop right there.
There you go. Hey, I couldn't find my shirt today, mid-card mark shirt.
Yeah.
I guess the kids has wore it off or something, but that's what I was going to wear was that. But
that's
instead,
all right.
I got
No, you gotta promote the brand. That's okay.
I got the TCW Krusty shirt, as I call it. So, but
all right, one more question before you go. Being that it is WrestleMania week, give me your most fondest memory of WrestleMania. Any moment.
I'd have to be WrestleMania 1, and I know Patrick Connor, Marie Connor, and all them's going to be watching this here in a minute. They're going to roll their eyes hearing me say this, because I'm that guy that will literally make people sit there and watch something. But the intro to the main event, Hogan, Mr. T versus Roddy Piper, Mr. Wonderful, Bob Orton, you had all those stars. You had the Rockettes, you had Liberace, you had Ali, you had Pat Patterson. You had all these people coming into Madison Square Garden. You had Billy Martin, the manager of the New York Yankees. You had all these people, and it was a spectacle. And I mean, it was gaudy. It was great. It's probably arguably the greatest wrestling ring entrance of all time. And they're rolling their eyes right now. They're rolling their eyes. But it is. Do yourself a favor for WrestleMania week, go back and watch that intro. I mean, they had the bagpipers, they had everybody, they had the special referees, they had Muhammad Ali, they had everybody. And it was just above and beyond. WrestleMania 1 was probably the greatest ring entrance of all time.
Awesome. Well, hopefully with Peacock, we can actually find it now, because, navigating that is a whole new beast, apparently.
Bad thing about it is I just learned how to navigate the WWE app, and now they changed it on me. So I had my wife to sign me in tonight, and I have no clue.
I'm trying to search for things to show my girlfriend, because I like to go back and show her some of the, the good times. And I'm sitting here, I'm stumbling across The Office and this show and that show, and I'm like, I don't know, YouTube. I guess I got to go to YouTube again.
Yeah. Well, I think they do have all the WrestleManias up for WrestleMania week. I think that's the first thing they worked on, because I saw WrestleMania 2 in the trending thing. Right. So that's the plus side.
Of course. Well, when the pandemic lightens up a little bit, I hope to get out to a show. I want to make that promise to you. I definitely want to make it out. And I just want to thank you again, just for your friendship and always reaching out. You've always been a big supporter of our page and our group. And, it's guys like you that really help motivate me to keep going. So I just wanted to thank you for your time. And of course, just thank you for being a valued member.
Hey, you keep doing what you're doing. It's the best group out there. I know a lot of people has a lot of members and stuff, but I think they start losing it in the shuffle. But I will say Mid-Card Marks is my favorite of all the groups that I'm in, and I'm in a bunch of them, but I always come home to Mid-Card.
Thank you. And we're about to celebrate 1 year in May, so.
I thought y'all was around for a while, but there you go, 1 year in May. Yes.
May 2nd, man, May 2nd. So hopefully videos like this and other content, I'm always brainstorming, and we're busy. We're busy professionals outside of this whole universe. So I'm always trying to brainstorm ideas, and I always come to you too. So that. And hopefully this weekend, nobody knows this. I've made business cards. I did share it with you. I made a bunch of business cards, and I plan on just, passing them out and getting the word out there, and WrestleCon and WrestleMania. And I figured, hey, what better place than WrestleMania to be promoting the group? So,
and one thing I'm doing for you too is I'm plugging you at our shows. It's going to be a special thing for you. We'll have you on some of our advertisements and things like that. So hopefully we can build this group even bigger and better.
Thank you so much. That's amazing.
No
Thank you. All right, Brandon. Thank
all.
you so much. It was great talking to you, and we'll chat soon.
All right, I appreciate it, James. You have a
All
good
right.
night, brother.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.